Hi, Erica McClain here. Welcome back to this segment on the process of dealing with estate properties. In the first segment, we talked about understanding the process. In the second one, we talked about getting the property ready to put on the market. The third one, we talked about pricing and marketing strategy. So let's dive into the fourth one. Okay, once we get offers, we'll need to review the terms carefully. Estate sales can attract different types of buyers. Your traditional buyers who may need financing, investors looking for a quick close and usually a good deal on the property price. And then there's these we buy homes as is for cash companies which may not, or most likely will not be the best deal. I have a whole series on YouTube showing properties, and if you want to check into it, check out that playlist. But they are not going to give you a fair market value. The buyer that is going to give us the best price is going to be somebody that wants to purchase the home and live in it. If it needs updating, they usually can update and do, a little bit at a time while they're living there. This is when I spoke about in the last video about having to potentially make a few minor repairs because a lot of buyers are going FHA. So when I say minor repairs, it's usually like smoke detectors. You have to have the GFI outlets in the bathrooms and any outside outlets. Uh, Anything I believe within 6 feet of running water has to be the GCFI outlets. The other thing, a lot of people are afraid of FHA, but the other thing FHA has a big issue with is if there is peeling paint. Now, like I said, we can sell, as is on the contract is different than, as is for, say, an FHA. I have had it where, say, there's all peeling paint on the outside of the garage or on the exterior of the home. But the buyers really want the home. So they say that they're willing to do the work. So I'll usually have the two attorneys, sign off on something that allows the buyers to go there, do the scraping and painting themselves. But it's like a hold harmless that the seller, the estate, if they fall down or get hurt, we're not responsible. Exterior painting, I don't have a problem with letting the buyers assume it. Now, if some outlets need to be changed inside the house, I don't want buyers messing with electricity on a house they don't own. But that's something typically, if the seller doesn't know how to do themselves, to hire an electrician to come out, it's probably only going to cost you maybe a couple $100 to change out those outlets. And it could be a difference in the selling price of $10,000 or more by being able to get it to pass an FHA inspection, because before they will finalize their loan and fund it, these repairs have to be done. And the person that actually does the inspection is the appraiser when they come out. So they have to come back out a second time just to take pictures to show that the work was done. So depending on what kind of condition the house is in, if it's in really, really bad condition, we might not be able to accept an FHA. But if somebody was living there, as long as, the water is running and everything is working, we wouldn't have a problem at all with FHA. The only thing, now I'm talking about your typical FHA loan. They do have an FHA loan. I believe they still have it out there. That's like a 203K loan, where it allows the buyer to get money for like remodeling and fixing the house. I have yet to see one of these deals actually close, myself personally. Other realtors that I've spoken to, and even my own loan officer that I've worked with for 25 plus years. They are the hardest loans to close and they take forever. So, an FHA loan like that, I wouldn't recommend taking. Now, there's also VA loans. The VA inspection and what's required to be done at the property is exactly the same as your typical regular FHA loan. So we wouldn't have a problem with that either. The one key thing to consider is probate timing. If the estate isn't fully settled yet, you might need to include certain contingencies in the contract. I haven't experienced that. We've been able to close before probate is up. And like I said in the previous videos, you wind up, the money just goes into the account for the estate and cannot be distributed or dispersed until probate is done and over with. But always check with your attorney. Maybe some attorneys don't like to do that. Have the property closed before probate is done, but I've never had a problem with it. So I hope you found this information helpful, useful. If you ever have any questions, drop them below in the comments. Reach out, call me. I'd be happy to answer any questions. We do have another part coming up on estate sales. So like, subscribe, hit the bell so you'll know when the next video is out. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll say bye for now.